Hello, I'm David Chaston with 9 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 96 at 9 o'clock, including news of another small rise in dairy prices. The overnight Fonterra auction saw prices rise 1%, although the important whole milk powder price was up 3.8%. At the same time, the New Zealand dollar fell a bit more than half a cent, so that means in New Zealand dollar terms, prices are up locally by 2.3%. These are small rises and are the third straight increase, all taking prices up 7% since early December and 9% in New Zealand dollars. But they are too small to make any difference to the payout, and not the larger moves that Fonterra had been hoping for. And that means the 2014-15 payout will need to be revised lower yet again. Yesterday, ANZ reduced their forecast by 50 cents to just $4.35 a kilo. Although there is likely to be little volume consequences due to the growing dry conditions, the continuing low prices will have a big impact. In China, their property market may be improving again. New home sales jumped 40% last month after the first interest rate cut since 2012 boosted demand, and developers made more apartments available to tap improving sentiment in the nation's property market. China's economic growth held steady at 7.3% in the fourth quarter from a year earlier, and that was slightly better than was expected. A lot is being made in other media that is a 24-year low in growth terms, but it still beat estimates, and it is in transition from an investment-led economy to one that is consumption-led. It is actually a remarkable performance, and that transition will help New Zealand. In New York, benchmark US Treasury 10-year bond yields fell another 5% to 1.78% overnight. Yesterday, New Zealand swap rates also slipped a couple of basis points, but retained their remarkably flat curve. Carry bond sales off to their strongest start in the year as offshore issuers tap into demand for the yield offered by New Zealand dollar notes. The oil price is unchanged overnight, remaining at about $47 a barrel, while Brent price is in the mid-$48 a barrel range. The IMF cut its 2015 global growth forecast. On the other hand, gold made some strong gains. The price is now up to $1,295 an ounce. We start today with the New Zealand dollar lower by at least half a cent following the dairy auction at 76.9 US cents, at 94.1 Aussie cents, and the TWI is at 79.2. However, it seems to be recovering some of those losses at this time. Later this morning, we'll get the December CPI data. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.